Live on YouTube. We're already live on YouTube. All right, live on Rumble. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to, pardon me. Welcome to this date in history, aka TDH. I'm Evander. UVRU. We will be joined by the Golden Moon here shortly. Today is Sun's Day. Sun's Day, June 28th, 2026. Man, my head was 2 days ago. Anyway, this show is about interesting and important events that happened today throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a 37-page document. So let's try to get through all this within the hour. Here, of course, is our thumbnail and the title, but we'll get back to that when the Loon's here to show him. Anyway, starting us off in 683, Leo II ended his reign as Catholic Pope, and then 767, St. Paul I ended his reign as Catholic Pope. So a double, many years apart. But yeah, today's double Pope Day. Welcome to the show.
Double Pope.
Yeah.
Double Pope.
Double Pope Day. Check out that thumbnail.
Oh, look at that.
See, what's interesting is we have an excavated road.
Something.
That's a road made of wooden planks.
Oh.
So it's like, a prehistoric road.
Good.
And then we have a flying car.
I love the flying car.
We have the past and the future.
Look at that.
And we have Stephen Hawking with his time travelers party, this, that.
Geez.
So we'll get to all this stuff here.
And blimps.
Yeah. And the title is Saxophone, World War I, Evander's Ear, and more. So, we know about Jenkins's ear, the War of Jenkins' ear, But Evander, who's Evander?
I know Evander's ear.
Oh yeah,
I saw it firsthand live.
So did I.
Yeah.
Anyway, 1360, Muhammad the sixth, became the 10th Nasrid king of Granada after killing his brother-in-law Ismail II. Wow, that's terrifying. 1461.
Good for Ismail.
No. Yorkist Edward IV, crowned king of England after deposing Henry VI from the House of Lancaster. What is going on today? There's a lot of crazy stuff that happens today, so buckle up out there, those watching. This is going to be a crazy show. 1495, a French force heavily defeated a much larger Neapolitan and Spanish army at the Battle of Seminara, leading to the creation of the Turquoise by Gonzalo de Cordoba, or Turquoise? But this is not on the primary source right here. Turquoise? I don't know how to spell this, or pronounce it. I can see how it's spelled right there. Moving on up to 1635, French colony of Guadeloupe was established in the Caribbean, becoming a French colony. 1691, Siege of Cunel ended in a French defeat and a loss of between 700 to 800 troops after Imperial cavalry arrived to relieve forces led by Duke of Savoy, Victor Amadeus II. This is during the 9 Years' War. 1748, we have a riot after a public execution in Amsterdam. 200 plus were killed. Yikes. An execution turned into a slaughter. Yeah, what the heck is going on? 1762, first reported counterfeiting attempt in Boston. So, we'll get to that flying car here eventually. But there was something here I wanted to... no, not that one. Where was it?
Yeah, it looked like counterfeit.
Well, no, but I'm trying to... There was something to read. Here we go. Is that it right here? No, let's just tell you... Hold on a second. Let me bigger this just to see if I can find what it was that I wanted to read. It's not showing me. They changed it? What the heck? There used to be... it was an image that said, counterfeiting was as back as, the 15th century. But it's not showing up anymore. They've changed the image results. This is getting annoying. So. Anyway, what else do we got here? Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, image search, there we go. 1762, Russian Tsarina Catherine II seized power, declaring herself sovereign ruler of Russia. Yikes. Yeah, she was brutal. 1762 1770, Quakers opened a school for blacks in Philadelphia. Well, that's pretty cool. And much as the name suggests, they really like to shake things up. 1776, Charleston, South Carolina repulsed a British attack at sea. Or a British sea attack, whatever. Okay, that sounds like a whatever article. From other sources, though, we have during the American Revolutionary War, the Battle of Sullivan's Island ended with a American victory, leading to the commemoration of Carolina Day. So it has to be some kind of celebratory thing,
Never heard of Carolina Day.
Neither have I. But maybe people in Carolina have heard about it.
I hope so.
Carolina Day. Let's okay. South Carolina's 250th anniversary. You know, so they do celebrate it. Looks like. So. Anyway, final draft of the Declaration of Independence submitted to the Continental Congress.
Big.
Yes, very big, right here. And actually,
4 days before, 5 days. Well, no, 6 days, I guess. Got a couple more days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's an image of it in Congress, July 4, 1776. The unanimous declaration of the 13 something states of America. It's very small. I can barely see it. 13 united. Okay. Of the 13 United States of America. Yeah. Yeah, we were all states when we were united.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
After this, we were.
Yeah. Well, like, you know, yeah. Well, like,
after the signing of it.
Yeah,
and then we had to fight for it. But
well, what's really interesting is that, like right there on the Declaration, it said, like, you know, of the United States of America and everything, but we didn't become the United States until like 1793 or something like that. And just a couple days ago, we spoke about whoever it was who even said we should call our government the United States of America.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you know, here we have
I'd like
some
to know
images.
who coined that.
We covered it.
I don't remember.
We said the name.
Yeah.
So, anyway, 1776 as well, during the American Revolutionary War, Thomas Hickley, Continental Army private and bodyguard to General George Washington, was hanged for mutiny and sedition. So I guess he was caught by the British or something.
Sounds like it.
Unless he was being a turncoat. Doesn't explain anything, like, really, when you think about it. 1778, Battle of Monmouth, New Jersey, General Washington defeated Clinton. So the American Continentals engaged the British in the Battle of Monmouth Courthouse, resulting in standstill and British withdrawal under the cover of darkness. I knew we couldn't trust the Clintons, you know. 1797, French troops disembarked in Corfu, beginning the French rule of the Ionian Islands. 1807, second British invasion of the Rio de la Plata. John Whitlock landed at Esperanza on an attempt to recapture Buenos Aires and was defeated by the locals. Nice, yeah. 13 years later, 1820, Colonel Robert Gibbon Johnson proved tomatoes are not poisonous by eating a tomato on the steps of a courthouse in Salem, New Jersey. Yeah, people used to believe that tomatoes were poisonous, and like, which
kind of odd.
You know, I'm pretty sure that Italians were using tomatoes before then. So maybe it was just a American thing or something over here.
I have no idea.
Like, when was pizza invented? Like, hold on a second. When was pizza invented? I'm gonna have to say like 1,000 or some odd years ago. And like tomatoes been a topping on it, right? Forever? Like,
I don't know. You're assuming that the sauces would be the same.
Well, it says here in the 6th century BCE, Persian soldiers serving under Darius the Great baked flatbeds with cheese and dates on top of their battle shields. So, and right here it shows that was the picture we covered the other day.
Yeah.
The first depiction of pizza.
Yeah.
So, ancient Greece, citizens made a flatbread called plakos, which was flavored with toppings such as herbs, onion, cheese, and garlic. I'm trying to find tomatoes. One example of a Roman bread that was covered with numerous toppings such as cheese spreads called moritum and fruits was okay, but all right. Well, you know what?
Tomatoes were around initially.
I don't know, but hold on a second. Pizza. Well, hold on a second.
Pizza tomato sauce.
Hold on. So let's see. What was this? History. Yeah, this is the end of our description section. If you want to go down there and check it out, those links that we collect throughout the show will be there at after the end. The live stream is per usual and stuff. Generally 10 or so minutes afterwards. We already do have a lot of cool links down there for you guys, though. But we gotta continue on here. 1832, Garrett Mole. Actually, hold on a second. I was supposed to image search this. Right here. Yeah. A trial was held in Salem against tomatoes, the reason being the belief of the citizens of Salem that tomatoes are deadly. To prove this wrong, horticulturalist Robert Gibson ate an entire basket of tomatoes right in the courthouse to clear up the citizens' misconception. I would have hated to do that, but an entire basket?
That's a lot of tomatoes.
That's ridiculous. But you got to prove a point. So anyway, 1832, Garrett Mole measured the noise of guns. I wonder, how, like...
Yeah.
You know,
what kind of instruments they use it then?
Yeah, yeah, really. Like it's just like they didn't have any like electronic readers, decibel
No.
stuff. So
Oh, that one's loud. Oh, louder. Ooh, that's the loudest.
Yeah. 1846, a saxophone was patented by Antoine Joseph Adolphe Sax.
Whoa, 1846.
1846, and here's a blueprint of it, if it'll load.
Jazz was never the same.
No, well, I think this jazz would have never been invented.
Not yet.
No. So, 1859, first dog show was held in Newcastle upon Tyne in England. Okay. 1861, Leipzig Observatory discovered short period of 6.2 years. Comet d'Arrest. What does a short period mean?
I don't know.
Wait, hold on a second. Short period comets. Let's see, is it list of periodic comets? Oh, I guess like it comes around like every
Shortly?
20 years or something.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, short period versus
Yeah.
a long period.
Yeah.
So, if anyone knows if that's not the right answer,
Well,
let
I'd
us
like
know
to
in the
know.
comment section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
Well,
like to find out.
also, what does it mean in terms of a comet, a short period? Like, let's see, comet. Okay, well, it's just telling me comet. A short period comet is one that takes place less than 200 years to complete an orbit around the sun, following a predictable path, according to AI. So it's saying the same thing I said.
Yeah.
So, 1865, the Army of the Potomac was disbanded. 1869, Amsterdam typographer strike. Like, why? Like, that's an interesting strike. Typographers. 1870, U.S. Congress created federal holidays: New Year's Day, Independence Day, Thanksgiving Day, and Christmas Day, initially applicable only to federal employees.
Ah.
Yeah. 1874, Freedman's Bank closed. Never heard of them, so. 1880, Australian bushranger Ned Kelly captured at Glenrowan. I've heard of Ned Kelly.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, like he was a whatever a bushranger is and an outlaw. Like he did crimes and everything. I think he killed people and such. So I'm not entirely sure. 1881, the Austro-Serbian alliance of 1881 was secretly signed. Ooh. 1882, the Anglo-French Convention of 1882 marked the territorial boundaries between Guinea and Sierra Leone. I know that's in Africa. Sierra Leone, I know that's an African country.
Okay.
1887, 100 years before Xander, MLB Philadelphia Quakers, later the Phillies, won the most lopsided shutout in franchise history, 24-0 over Hoosiers at 7th Street Ballpark in Indianapolis, Indiana. That's a big difference there.
Yeah.
1892, Phillies tie club record of 16 straight victories. All right.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. 1894, Labor Day established as a holiday for U.S. federal employees. Now, other sources say it became an official U.S. holiday. We already covered. Well, no, Labor Day wasn't covered originally.
No,
so this
not
is
originally.
now.
This was added.
Yeah. Now, this is the difference, though. U.S. federal employees or official U.S. holiday. Now, would it be a U.S. holiday for federal? Are they still doing the only federal employee thing?
Anymore. No, it's now recognized throughout.
Well, now, but when did they change it? Like, do federal employees still get specialized holidays?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think everybody recognizes the same as the government.
Actually, now
The
that
latest one that I know of, and they don't follow it too closely, is Martin Luther King Day.
Now, time out. I just thought of something. Because all of these places, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, stuff like that, the 4th of July, all the government places are closed.
Yeah.
Well, now it makes sense. Like, it's a government thing.
And then everybody else follows
and the
suit.
rest of the country celebrates as well.
Yeah, then the rest of the country follows suit.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
What I was going to say, Martin Luther King, we haven't followed all that close. But it is a national holiday.
Yeah, it's a federal holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember covering it becoming a federal holiday.
Yeah, it's the latest one.
1895, El Salvador, Honduras, and Nicaragua formed Central American Union. All right. We also have the United States Court of Private Land Claims ruled James Revis's claim to barony of Arizona was, quote, wholly fictitious and fraudulent, end quote. What were his claims? Like, let's see if this gives us anything. James Revis just tells us about the guy, the so-called Baron of Arizona. He was a U.S. forger and fraudster. Okay. You know what? If anybody wants to read more about this James Revis guy, I'm going to put him in the underbar description section here. Let us know what his claims were in the comments. That'd be great. What else do we got here? 1897. Wimbledon women's tennis. England's Blanche Bingley Hilliard won her 4th title, defeating Charlotte Cooper 5-7, 7-5, 6-2. 1902, Germany, Italy, and the Austro-Hungarian Empire renewed the Triple Alliance for 6 more years. Yeah, you know, that would come back to bite some
Italy
of them.
and who? Austria?
Germany, Italy, and Austro-Hungarian Empire. So we're going to be talking about the Austro-Hungarian people. Actually, no, we're not. Of one of them, the Austrians. We're going to talk about them here in a little bit. 902, U.S. bought concession to build Panama Canal from the French Panama Canal Company for $40 million. They passed the Spooner Act, authorizing President Theodore Roosevelt to acquire rights from Colombia for the Panama Canal.
Apparently, the French couldn't do it.
Well, they tried, and then we picked it up and everything, and eventually we did it, and we covered just, what was it, yesterday or 2 days ago? The third one opening in, like, 2015, the third lane or something.
Yeah.
904, International Anti-Military Cooperation, IMAV, formed in Amsterdam. Sounds like an interesting thing. 904 as well, the SS Norge ran aground and sank off Rockall in the North Atlantic. More than 635 people died, the largest maritime loss of life until the Titanic. So this was a big one here.
No kidding.
You know, until the Titanic, which was only 8 years later. Yeah. With 160 survivors who spent up to 8 days in open lifeboats before rescue. Wow, that's a long time. Yeah. Without food or water, you know, with the sun beating on you, no cover, like.
Yeah, that's a tough go.
Yeah, wow. With how many other people just sitting there? 1907, MLB Washington Senators stole a record 13 bases off New York Highlanders catcher Branch Rickey. 1910, the first airship with passengers, right here, the Zeppelin LZ-7 Deutschland, made its maiden voyage and got stuck in the trees on Mount Limburg, Lower Saxony, injuring one crew member. But you can kind of see the people up there, so it's not this huge thing, but the passengers are obviously over here.
Yeah.
Probably just sitting or standing there, you know, for however long the flight is. It can't be too long. I'm going to image search this really quick just to see if there's any other images. Nah, but wow, look at all the fins on the front right there. That looks wild. Oh, I guess that's like for stabilization at the front.
I guess
so. 1911, the Nakala meteorite, the first one to suggest signs of aqueous processes on Mars, fell to Earth, landing in Egypt. Oh. And this is a chunk of it right here.
From Mars?
Apparently. A meteorite from... Probably not from Mars. I mean...
Oh, that's what you said. I thought it was a chunk broke off or something. That didn't make sense.
Well, no. I mean, it's a meteorite. The first one to suggest signs of aqueous processes on Mars fell to Earth. Okay. I don't know how it picked up anything from Mars without touching it. And if it's touching it, how did it get off to come to here? You know? So... True. You know, I have a lot of questions, but we have this.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah. Or maybe something hit Mars, and then some of the debris, like, of Mars, I don't know. Maybe it was a really bad hit. 1914, very big one here. Franz Ferdinand, Archduke of Austria, and his wife, Sophie, were assassinated by Bosnian Serb assassin Gavrilo Princip in Sarajevo, setting off a chain of alliances and events that led to World War I. And it's been a while... since, but hold on a second. History bombs World War One. There's this video here. I would really love to watch this. They actually also have one about World War II. They have a lot of
historic moments. Covers.
Well, like it's basically like a long, like one take music video thing, but this one explains World War One. So like the very beginning, like right here. I love how they open it. So 1 second, right here. There you
go. One bullet from a young Serbian's gun has triggered the spark.
You had these on before.
But how did one shot prove so lethal as to kill over 17 million people?
Like, you know, this one shot, this
well
article.
Done. It's really well done.
This is seeing. Well, they have about World War II. They have the Cold War, the space race. They have all sorts of things, videos And it's all.
You're gonna have to give me the name of that again.
It's called History Bombs.
Okay.
Their channel right here. It's called History Bombs.
Okay.
But you know, I'll just throw their channel in here, because they're really good. History. But like they're all like one long take, music video type thing, and it explains in detail a bunch of stuff and like
they tell a story kind of in a rhythmic deal.
Now what's really cool, like because I was ready to pounce on it, like being a typical YouTube commenter.
Yeah.
But during the Cold War video they do, they did mention the whole like Cuban Missile Crisis, how we put missiles in there first, and then the Soviets like so like how I'm always ranting about that. They did go through that play by play, so they get into it.
We put them over in.
We put them in Turkey, and then they put theirs in Cuba. Yeah. And then like we were like, hey, take them away, and then they're like, yes, take yours out, and we said no. Yeah. So the Cuban Missile Crisis happened because of us on multiple times. Yes. So, but they cover it, So they dig into history. I'm not saying they're infallible, but I'm just saying they've proven themselves to me at least. So, anyway, 1917, potato entrepreneurs began in Amsterdam. What the hell does that mean? Potato entrepreneurs began in 1917 potato riots. What's happening?
I remember those going on in Ireland.
Well, the famine.
Yeah.
But this is the riots.
Potato famine, yeah.
But in 1917?
It sounds around the time.
Potato.
But this isn't Ireland.
Yeah, this is Amsterdam. Let's see here. In the beginning of the 20th century, food was more within the reach of the workers. The First World War changed this. The Netherlands remained. This is 1917. Okay. The Netherlands remained a neutral country, but experienced discomfort and hard circumstances. Imports and exports of goods stagnated. Bread and other food was rationed, and soup kitchens sprang up. A bread ration was established by January 1917. Yada yada. Okay, so it has something to do with food rationing and whatnot. So I guess potato entrepreneurs, like they were starting businesses around potatoes because of the demand or something. So if anyone wants to let us know, in the comments section, I'm gonna throw this link here for you guys to check that out. 1917 as well. During World War I, Greece joined the Allied powers. Good old Greece. 1 year after that, first flights between the Hawaiian Islands. So that's cool. Like Oahu going to the Big Kahuna, going to this, going to that, whatever. 1919, Treaty of Versailles was signed in France, ending World War I and establishing the League of Nations. Really interesting, because this is exactly 5 years later. On the day.
Of what?
Of Franz Ferdinand getting shot.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Yeah. Ah. Now, what's interesting is the actual war started on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. So it was November 11th.
1911.
No, not year. The war started in 1914.
That's right.
How did it end before it started? No, 1918. So 4 years and everything. But still, but this is, I guess, when everything, I guess they waited until it was like the anniversary. You know how humans are weird like that. 1921, Serbian King Alexander I proclaimed the new constitution of the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes, known thereafter as the Vidokovican Constitution. 1922, the Irish Civil War started when Irish Free State forces attacked anti-treaty Republicans in Dublin. Yikes. And thus the troubles began. If only Britain just stopped, with their rule. 23, MLB Brooklyn Robins blew a 7-0 lead as Phillies won 8-7 at the Baker Bowl in Philadelphia. Wow. So it sounds like they got up to 7 and then they just sucked and let 8 get by them. That's terrible.
But the Brooklyn Robins? I've never heard of that.
Well, let's see here. MLB Brooklyn Robins. Let's look these people up here really quick. Now they're the Dodgers. So
the original with Robins?
Apparently, I just looked up MLB Brooklyn Robins, and I'm getting the Dodgers. So I don't know what else to. Here we go. Robins history. What is this right here? The Brooklyn Robins history. Yada yada yada. Brooklyn to Los Angeles. It's starting to sound.
I remember all that. I was wondering what the Robins were. I never heard.
I'm looking at the Robins.
I know.
Okay. This is about the Robins. Okay.
Yeah. When did they change to the Dodgers?
City, Brooklyn, Los Angeles. So now we confirm that these are the Dodgers, because that's what the Dodgers did.
Yeah.
The Brooklyn nickname Robins. The Brooklyn Robins may be one of the most beloved teams in Major League Baseball history. You had the story in 1914. Major Wilbert Robertson. Robertson was hired as the team's manager that year. He has quickly endeared himself of players and fans, so they named it after him. Mm-hmm. Uncle Robbie. Okay. Big Red Robin. There's the whole thing. You know what? I'm gonna throw this into the whole thing.
They never told us when they switched to the Dodgers.
Well, I'm not. We're at 25 after here. Like, you know, we're only in 1923. I'm trying to. It's telling me about stadiums, yada yada. The avian figure became synonymous with Brooklyn baseball, yada yada yada. It's still for my uncle. So I guess it's just a nickname. Brooklyn Robins history, founded in 1883, yada yada yada. 1899, 125, yada yada. It's somewhere in here, but we got to keep on going. I'll send this to you so you can look at it yourself, really quick here. Where are you? There you are. Oh. Anyway, 23, Queen Wilhelmina and Prince Henry of the Netherlands made a state visit to London, England. 24, Test cricket umpire debut for Frank Chester versus South Africa at Lord's. So apparently there's an umpire in cricket. I had no idea.
Yeah, there's got to be.
Yeah. 24, tornado struck Sandusky in Lorain, Ohio, killing 93. Yikes. I unironically, like, I'm not trying to be funny, but I do want to say that sucks. But I know, you know, the pun is there. But, you know, I'm not trying to be punful here with this. That's terrible. 1 century ago, 1926, Mercedes-Benz formed when the world's oldest automobile manufacturers, DMG and Benz and C, merged. All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gottlieb Daimler and Carl Benz. 28, Friedrich Schmidl attempted rocket mail in Austria. So sending mail by missile, rockets, you know. We had a couple of those over here. Well, not in California, but like in the States. 28, Louis Armstrong made a 78 RPM recording of West End Blues. Good old Louis Armstrong. 1930, first night game in Detroit at the newly built Hamtramck Stadium at the Negro League. Detroit Stars took on the Kansas City Monarchs. 34, Adolf Hitler flew to Essen, Germany for the Night of the Long Knives. What is the Night of the Long Knives?
I've heard of that.
I have as well, but I've never heard of it. You know, I've never heard of I've never
knew what it was.
Looked into it and everything.
Yeah.
You know, like I know about the beer hall putsch and all that stuff. So, it was a purge that took place in Nazi Germany from June 3rd to July 2nd. Hitler, urged by Hermann Göring and Heinrich Himmler, ordered a series of extrajudicial executions intended to consolidate his power and alleviate the German military's concern about the role of Ernst Röhm and the Stauffenberg, the SA. Oh, so like the like there's the SS, you know, the Schutzstaffel, and then the SA. We discovered that the other day and everything.
Yeah.
So apparently this was something to purge these guys. I'm not sure, but I threw that link in the underbar section. We got to keep on going here. 1935, Earl Averill's consecutive game streak ended at 673. FDR ordered a federal gold vault to be built at Fort Knox in Kentucky.
Ah, Fort Knox.
Yes. Oh, there's Franz Ferdinand getting shot there. There's the guy with the gun shooting the wife and everything. There's a Treaty of Versailles getting signed. Okay, we're not.
There it is. Isn't that Isn't that Fort Knox?
No. That's the first nuclear change something or whatever. But here's Fort Knox right here. Well, that's not Fort Knox. Fort Knox is the military base around it. This is specifically the gold depository at Fort Knox.
At Fort Knox, you're right.
So, yeah, that's the whole misconception. People think that the whole thing. No, it just so happens to be in a military base, and incredibly like one of the most guarded places on the face of this earth. 1936, the Japanese puppet state of Mengjiang was formed in northern China. 37, Spanish pianist Jose Iturbide and his sister Amparo have their U.S. debut performance as a piano duo with the Philadelphia Orchestra at the Robin Hood Dell in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's awesome.
Yeah.
1938, Bradman scored 102 asterisk and drawn second Test cricket at Lord's. no idea what the hell that is. It sounds like a century.
No clue.
39, Joe Louis defeated Tony Galento by TKO, technical knockout in 2 minutes 29 seconds in round 4 at Yankee Stadium, New York City, in his 7th heavyweight boxing title defense. Pan Am opened Southern Route Transatlantic Air Service, Dixie Clipper. You know, it's known as the Dixie Clipper. MLB New York Yankees hit 13 home runs in a doubleheader sweep over Philadelphia A's, winning 23-2 and 10-0. Wow.
A lot of home runs.
Yeah, they just annihilated them. So, 40 Quiz Kids ? Premiered on radio. Okay. Romania ceded Bessarabia to Soviet Union. Other source says Romania ceded Bessarabia and northern Bukovina to the Soviet Union after facing an ultimatum. What's the ultimatum, though? Like, give up or we're gonna annihilate you? Like, so I'd like to know that. Mom's time. 1941, German and Romanian soldiers killed 11,000 Jews in Kishinev. Yikes. What's a terrible way to start Mom's time there? 41 as well, German troops occupied Galicia, Poland. And then Colonel General von Hoch's 6th Panzer entered Vornendens. 42 as well, World War II. So Nazi Germany started its strategic summer offensive against the Soviet Union, codenamed Case Blue. 1945, Polish Provisional Government of National Unity set up by the Soviets. So the Poland-Soviet Allied Provisional Government of National Unity was formed over a month after VE Day. All right. Loons time. 1946, Enrico Di Nicola became the first president of Italy.
Okay.
Awesome. 46 as well, permanent radio play-by-play of Cleveland Indians games began. Okay, so just in case you missed out, or
put them on the air.
or if you're driving, you don't have time to catch the game after the day, or whatever. 47, Tim Temptation, novelty single by Red Eagle with Joe Stafford, billed as Cinderella G Stump, hit number 1. Now this is an interesting song. This thing, it starts off so crazily.
Away we go with the fiddle and the bow and the shovel and the hoe. Look out below.
I know, right?
Oh,
I didn't get the long knives here. But hold on a second. Temptation.
That is weird.
Yeah, I know, right? It's such a cool song. Well, I forgot to add this link in the underbar as well, so I'm gonna throw that. Hold on a second. There we go. But dude, what a way to start a song.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're in the South, so I'm gonna send that to you and actually put this in the Discord right now in the music section. That's an awesome song. What else do we got here? 1948, Cold War. The Tito-Stalin split resulted in the expulsion of the League of Communists of Yugoslavia from the Common Forum. It almost sounds like a dance move. The Tito-Stalin split. Boxer Dick Turpin defeated Vince Hawkins at the Villa Park in Birmingham to become the first black British boxing champion in the modern era. Suggesting that there was a black British boxing champion before the modern era. Yeah, well, I'm saying,
There was. I can't think of his name.
Who was the one before this era? It was my question,
In the U.S., I can't think of his name, but there was a guy.
Oh, okay. I think you're right. I don't remember who it was. The boxing cowboy dude, right?
The backseat one?
The guy who always, in that, he's in, that cowboy outfit, or the picture that our primary source uses.
I don't think so.
1950, now we have a couple crazy things happening in the 50s here. North Korean forces captured Seoul, South Korea in opening phase of the Korean War. So, other source says, during the Korean War, packed with its own refugees fleeing Seoul and leaving their 5th Division stranded, South Korean forces blew up the Hanyang Bridge in an attempt to slow North Korea's offensive. The city fell later that day anyway. Suspected communist sympathizers between 60,000 and 200,000 were executed in the Bodo League massacre. The Korean People's Army, so I think that's in North, right?
Yeah.
Killed almost 1,000 doctors, nurses, inpatient civilians, so civilians in the hospital and everything, and wounded soldiers in the Seoul National University Hospital massacre.
Jeez.
So, all in the same day, all those three things. So massive things just happened. 51, on the anniversary of World War One, you know, Franz Ferdinand. So, stadium radio sitcom about black characters, Amos and Andy, premiered on CBS TV. Yeah, you've spoken about them quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't remember them on the radio, but they had a TV show, Amos and Andy.
1954, 111 degrees Fahrenheit or 44 degrees Celsius at Camden, South Carolina, their state record. Kind of weird, you know, like this kind of makes all this climate change malarkey sound just like that. You know, oh, the planet's heating up because, you know, we're causing emissions and yada yada. Well, if the planet's heating up, how come it was 111 degrees in 1954? Okay, it's fucking, you know, there is such a thing as climate change, but not to the degree that these fucking leftist nut jobs are suggesting. 56, riots broke out in Poznań, Poland. 38 ultimately die, unfortunately. So in Poznań, workers from the HCP factory went to the streets, sparking one of the first major protests against communist government both in Poland and Europe, which is kind of weird, you know, because Poland is in Europe, but I guess that means beyond Poland, you know, affecting most of Europe at large around them, you know. So, I mean, communism was everywhere over in that area at the time. It's 56, the first atomic reactor built for private research operated in Chicago, Illinois. Ooh. And that's what this thing is.
Oh, okay.
It's, and this was actually in...
that's a sketch.
Yes, but this was actually in the movie Oppenheimer. Like, there was a scene where we actually visited this. You might recognize it. Does this kind of look familiar?
I just don't remember. It's been too long.
Like, hold on a second. You know what? I'll just look it up on YouTube really quick right here. So, whoops, I don't know that one. Here you go. Whoops, not there. Not there. Here we go. Oppenheimer. Chicago scene. There we go. Oppenheimer clip. Is this gonna show? No, it's not. That just shows the. Well, anyway, there's a scene in the actual Oppenheimer movie where they go to this facility, because this is the you know. Actually, no, it's not. No, I'm stupid. Because this is 56. Like. I don't know. I don't know the exact semantics of nuclear history. Anyway, we got to continue on here. 1957, Reds fans stuffed ballot box electing 8 Reds as all-star starters. Wow. No. MLB Commissioner Ford Frick overruled the fan vote due to ballot stuffing by Cincinnati fans and named Stan Musial, Willie Mays, and Hank Aaron to the all-star team. Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
58 U.S. Open Women's Golf, Forest Lake Country Club. Mickey Wright won her first of 4 Open titles by 5 strokes over Louise Suggs. She is the first player to win both the Open and LPGA in the same year. Whoa. That's epic. 59, Meldrum trestle disaster. Freight train derailed over Ogeechee River in Georgia, causing IPG tanks to explode, killing 23. What's IPG tanks? Like... IPG. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. There we go. Apparently that opens it up in another tab. Open. Search. Why are you not working? Okay. There we go. IPG. There, that's weird. So is it this company here? Like, here's an image of the trestle. Like... you know, collapsed and everything. Anyway, 1959 as well. Philadelphia Phillies Wally Post was only outfielder to throw out 2 runners in an inning twice in a 6-0 loss to Giants in Seals Stadium, San Francisco, California. We have 10.40 inches or 26.42 centimeters of rainfall in Dunmore, Kentucky, a state 24-hour record. So that's almost a foot there.
That's a lot.
61, Phils at San Francisco set then record longest night game at 5 hours 11 minutes, 7-7, 15 innings tie. That's over 2 7-inning stretches there, leading deep into the night. 62, Thalidomide drug ban in the Netherlands. Thalidomide? I can't even pronounce that thing. There was apparently a whole scandal. Oh, yikes. I'm seeing, okay, there's horrible physical deformities I just saw there. So, thalidomide, apparently it caused birth defects from the images I saw.
Yeah.
So I'm just, that was disturbing. 64, Organization of Afro-American Unity, formed in New York by Malcolm X. 65, first U.S. ground combat forces in Vietnam, authorized by President Lyndon B. Johnson. Okay, so we had World War I, the Korea thing, and now Vietnam. This date is fucking crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, everything's happening. 67, George Harrison was fined £6 for speeding. Well, they could have fined him more. Oh. 67, Israel annexed East Jerusalem. Oh, there we go. They're expanding. 68, Danielle Ellsberg indicted for leaking the Pentagon Papers to the New York Times.
Yeah.
I'd like to look up those papers, but we don't have the time. We have 20 minutes and we're still in the 60s, so I got to hustle here. 1969, John Hampshire scored 107 on Test cricket debut versus WI at Lord's. Now, why doesn't he get an asterisk like Bradman did right here, 1969?
I have no idea.
It's just 107. So what's an asterisk? Here we go. Police carried out an early morning raid on a homosexual bar, Stonewall Inn, Greenwich Village, New York. About 400 to 1,000 patrons rioted against police. It lasted for 3 days. Beginning of the modern homosexual rights movement, the LGBTQT, the Alphabet Mafia,
Yeah.
So, I don't know what they did, the police. But these people, the homosexuals, they reacted violently, or maybe they're being put upon or something. I don't know. But I'd like to look more into this because
it brings up some questions for sure.
Yeah. 1970, around 500 Catholic workers at the Harlan and Wolff shipyard were forced to leave their work by Protestant employees as serious rioting continues in Belfast. Yikes.
In Belfast, okay.
Yeah. We're going to talk about Ireland again here not too long. MLB Pittsburgh Pirates sweep a doubleheader 3-2 and 4-1 against the Chicago Cubs in final 2 games at Forbes Field. The Pirates home since 1909 in front of 40,918 fans. Nice. 1971, U.S. Supreme Court 8-0 overturned a draft evasion conviction of Muhammad Ali. I don't know. 71 as well, Estonian mobster Joseph Colombo Sr. was shot and paralyzed during a rally at Columbus Circle, New York. Yikes. But then again, he was an organized mobster, so he kind of deserves whatever comes to him. 73, Black Sports Hall of Fame formed. Paul Robinson, Elaine Baylor, Jesse Owens, Jim Brown, Wilma Rudolph, Joe Louis, and Athesa Gibson were elected. I recognize 2 of those names.
Yeah, those are.
And I hope they're all on the. I hope they merge that into the everybody's Hall of Fame. So.
Yeah.
73, lawsuit in Detroit challenged Little League's no girls rule. Yeah, that. If they want to, if they want to play, let them play. 73, Northern Ireland Assembly elections took place. So elections were held for the Northern Ireland Assembly, which will lead to power sharing between Unionists and Nationalists in Northern Ireland for the first time. And that's around the end of the Troubles, at least from the main, or maybe around the beginning. I don't know. I know the Troubles were around the 70s. So, 74 as well. A fall of earth and rocks killed 200 people in Quebrada Blanca Canyon, Colombia. Now, fall of earth and rocks. Is it a landslide, or is it just some random loose stuff just came off or something? Or
sounds like a landslide of a mountain.
Is it something like this?
Not for that number. More than that.
Do you not see what's weird about this sign?
A cow.
Yes. Why is there a cow falling?
I don't
What's
know.
going on?
Watch for falling cows.
You move over, So. 74, Paul McCartney and Wings released singles Band on the Run and Zoo Gang in the UK. 75, the South African rugby team defeated France 33-18 in Pretoria. That is a pretty, big margin, 33-18. 1976, first woman was admitted to the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, Colorado. But who was she? You're just saying the first woman. Okay, but, but what was her name?
What's her name?
Yeah. Unless she didn't pass. But at least she got in.
She got in, yeah.
76, that's the whole point of this article. So, 76, the three British mercenaries were sentenced to death for their part in the Angolan Civil War. Now, hold on a second. Other source says the Angolan court sentenced United States and United Kingdom mercenaries to death sentences and prison terms in the Luanda trial, but that's too vague. Who got what? Who got the death sentences? Who got the prison terms. How long were those terms? Did those who were got the death sentences, were they ultimately executed, or are they still sitting on death row? There's a lot of questions still in that article. 77, Billy Hunter became the Rangers' fourth manager in 6 days. That does not sound good.
No, that's a bit of a turmoil.
Yeah, Supreme Court allowed federal control of Nixon tapes papers. The United Party, main political opposition party in South Africa, was formally disbanded by the majority faction after members left the party to join other new political parties. 78, Supreme Court ordered Cal Medical School to admit Alan Bacake, a white man, claiming reverse discrimination when an application was rejected. Now hold on a second. Like, I'm getting really tired of all this reverse racism, that, reverse. How come?
Racism.
How come when it comes from white people, it's called what it is? Well, it's not even called what it is. How can I be racist against any other human? We're all the same race. Tribalism, actually, is the correct term. Now, with the correct term, how come it's always an ism coming from white people, but if it's going back to white people, now it's suddenly reverse, as if it's implying it only goes one way, as if it's implying all white people are hateful like that, because that sweeping generalization in and of itself is hateful and ignorant of white people. Just call it what it is. Call it prejudice. Simple. Enough of this bullshit, so many different verbs and buzzwords, language. Just call it hate. Simple as that. No reverse racism, this, that crap. Just hate is hate. Make it simple. We're like, our society's gotten so overrun with all these little nitpicky, there's a term for this and for that. Well, we spend so much time trying to figure out what the actual term for whatever thing is that the actual problem doesn't get solved. Fuck. Anyway, 1978, UNICEF chose rock group Kansas as ambassadors of goodwill. That's okay. 79, OPEC raised oil prices 24%. That's a pretty good hike right there.
Yeah.
Isn't that when, the oil crisis?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the 70s.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's 79, right at the end there.
Yeah.
1981, 74 government officials died in an attack on Islamic Republican Party conference in Tehran, Iran, including Chief Justice Mohammed Behenishti. Yikes. That's not good. 82, Aeroflot Flight 8641 crash in Mazir, Belarus, killing 132 people. Jeez. 83, bridge section along I-95 in Greenwich, Connecticut collapsed, killing 3. And I just, I want to bring this up. Look at that, just a section, just, there's a truck, Pete. Yeah. There's a truck right there. Yikes. That's nightmarish. Oh, wow, look at that. So you can't really tell, but it's angled.
Yeah.
Or something. It looked like a square piece. No, this is like an angled piece or something.
Fell down like this.
Yeah, but no, it looked like a box piece, but it was actually angled along with the freeway. You see what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, so
that's okay.
Yeah. Anyway, 83, NASA launched Galaxy A. I'd like to know what that is. 84, former member of South African Congress of Trade Union SACTU, Janet Schoen, and her 6-year-old daughter, Katrin, were killed by a letter bomb at Jubango in northern Angola. Yikes. 86, Irish population condemned divorce. They don't want divorce. They actually believe in actions speaking louder than words. What's interesting, we talked about that yesterday, how they outlaw, and it's so funny. It's just Irish population. We get it. You don't want divorce. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
86, West European leaders meeting in the Netherlands delay indefinitely imposing economic sanctions against South Africa. Has to be about apartheid. Ao's time. 1987, Boston Red Sox outfielder Don Baylor set MLB career hit by pitch mark at .244 when plunked by Rick Rhoden in 6-2 win over the New York Yankees. Yeah. We also have, for the first time in military history, a civilian population was targeted for chemical attack when Iraqi warplanes bombed the Iranian town of Shardast. Jeez. That's killing civilians wins wars. This is, unfortunately, it's not the soldiers baking the bread and making the guns. So, 88, Mike Tyson sued to break contract with manager Bill Caton. Interestingly enough, this is not going to be the last time we're going to hear about Mr. Tyson today. 89, on the 600th anniversary of the Battle of Kosovo, Slobodan Milosevic delivered the Gaziantep speech at the site of the historic battle. 1990, Emmy 17th Daytime Award presentation, Susan Loki lost for the 11th time. Aw, poor lady. 91, South Africa signed the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. Alright, it's telling me to look up that treaty, but we have 10 minutes to our hour, so let's see if I can get this done and then. 92, the Constitution of Estonia was signed into law. Excellent. 6.5 earthquake hit Big Bear Lake in California, severely damaging the Big Bear area. Other source says 2 earthquakes, including the third strongest in the U.S., a 7.4 rock California. Okay, so I guess there was a bigger one, or maybe because these both were from the primary source, so they changed this.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. 92, the U.S. Dream Team defeated Cuba in first exhibition basketball game, 133-57. I think we're better. 92 as well, Raw Lewis's dramatic play Chinese Coffee, starring Al Pacino, opened at the Circle and Square Theater in New York City, running for 18 performances. I wonder if he got an Al Cappuccino. So, 93, Carlton Fisk, at the age of 45, was released by the White Sox as the all-time leader of most games caught and most home runs by a catcher. Okay. NCRV showed last Cheers episode in Netherlands. Okay. 94, Jonah Lomu became the youngest ever All-Black at 19 years, 45 days, playing rugby for New Zealand against France in Christchurch. Okay. Now, this is weird. Why did Primary Source delete this? Because, this says Jonah Lomu became the youngest ever All-Black in 19 years, 45 days. So, Primary Source deleted this for whatever reason.
I don't know.
Like, that's weird. Because it's on the secondary source, so now either they were both wrong or they're both right. Because it's on both of them. So,
But it's not anymore.
yeah, weird. 95, New Jersey Devils Stanley Cup victory party. Amidst rumors they were moving to Nashville, goalie Chris Terry held up a Nashville no way sign. Huh.
I think they did
pretty
move
cool.
to Nashville, if I'm not mistaken.
Huh. I don't see.
I'm not sure.
Maybe, I have no idea. I'm not saying that sign thing. I'm just seeing them holding up the cup. 96, remake of The Nutty Professor starring Eddie Murphy, opened in theaters in the USA. I remember that. We also have the Constitution of Ukraine was signed into law. 97, Stadium TV evangelist Robert Schuller, at the age of 70, attacked a male flight attendant at the age of 33 after disputes regarding during a luggage stowage and cheese.
Cheese?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the man's serious about his cheese.
That's cheesy.
Yeah, no matter how you cut it. So he might be a Munster though, but he really does make that cheddar.
But Robert Schuller attacked a flight attendant? That's wild.
Apparently, over cheese.
TV evangelist.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it was holy. Like Swiss. 97, Holyfield, speaking of holy, Tyson 2. Mike Tyson was disqualified in the 3rd round for biting off a piece of Evander Holyfield's ear.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Saw this on the live pay-per-view.
Yeah.
There he is, going in. Munch.
Oh, and some nasty stuff in there.
That must have hurt.
Almost.
So, now, I want to show Mike bites. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. Yeah, oh, perfect. So I'm gonna play this right
One thing
here.
you can be sure of is that nothing is more rewarding than the gift of giving. Happy Holy Day.
You go first. You go first. No, you go first. All right.
Hold on a second. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe this isn't even a. There it is. So this is a cannabis infused gummies. I've had these.
Wow.
They're not bad, but they're shaped like little ears and they have a chunk bitten out of them. Yep. In the year 2000, Cuban exile Elian Gonzalez, Elian, returned to Cuba following a Supreme Court order.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. 2001, Slobodan Milosevic was extradited to the ICTY in The Hague to stand trial. International Court of something, whatever. I don't know. In 2002, in South Africa, the Congress of South African Trade Unions and the Treatment Action Campaign table a national HIV/AIDS treatment plan in the National Economic Development and Labor Council. Glastonbury Festival in Pilton. Once again, this article is no longer on either source, so it opened. Coldplay and Rod Stewart headlined. Other performers included Roger Waters, Isaac Hayes, and Annie DeFranco, the Charltons, and the White Stripes. 2004, Estonia, Lithuania, and Slovenia joined the European exchange rate mechanism. Cool. We also have Iraq War. Sovereign power was handed to the interim government of Iraq by the Coalition Provisional Authority, ending the U.S.-led rule of that nation. 2005, a final design for Manhattan's Freedom Tower was formally unveiled. You know, like, I like what they did with the foundations and everything, but, like, you know, this whole Freedom, and like, the name of it, Freedom Tower, really? Yeah. I mean, you're going to be like that. Like, that is so stupid. Like, you know, like, oh, we're going to name it the Freedom Tower because we're Americans. Red, white, and blue. It's like, no, we're sending in messages of the world that we're all retarded. 2005, Operation Red Wings. 3 members of the U.S. Navy SEAL reconnaissance team were killed in Swatosar Mountain, Kunar, Afghanistan, in an ambush. 2 helicopters that were dispatched to assist were also shot down, killing an additional 16 U.S. troops. Wow. 2006, the Republic of Montenegro admitted as the 192nd member of the United Nations by General Assembly Resolution 60 out of 264. 2007, Craig Biggio of the Houston Astros became the 27th member of the 3,000 hit club, going 5 for 5 against the Colorado Rockies. Cool. 2009, Professor Stephen Hawking, right here, hosted a party for time travelers at the University of Cambridge, not sending out the invites until after the party. Well,
I love it.
Yeah. And I think nobody showed up, so, which makes sense.
Yeah.
2009, Honduran President Manuel Zelaya was ousted by a local military coup following a failed request to hold a referendum to rewrite the Honduran constitution. This was the start of the 2009 Honduran constitutional crisis. Makes sense. Scanning for any comments. None there. Any on YouTube? Nope. Okay. 2011, Christine Lagarde became the first woman to be elected head of the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. 2012, United Nations General Assembly voted to proclaim March 20th as the International Day of Happiness. I wish I knew that back then. Like, you know, I would have liked to be happy 8 days ago. Well, 2012, the United States Supreme Court upheld the constitutionality of the Affordable Care Act's individual mandate in National Federation of Independent Business versus Sibelius. The constitutionality, that's not a word that you say every day.
No.
2013, Jay Onrait and Dan O'Toole final Sports Center broadcast on TSN. Da-na-na, da-na-na. Good old Sports Center. 2015, David Sweat shot and captured near Canadian border. So his name was Sweat. He was shot and captured. He was the second prisoner to escape maximum security Clinton Correctional Facility back on June 6. Dang. 2015 as well, Greek credit crisis. Greek government said the banks closed for a week and ATM withdrawals restricted after European Central Bank refused to supply emergency funds. That's yikes.
Boy, that's not good.
No. 2017, West Taiwan's President Winnie the Pooh began a 3-day trip to Hong Kong as the territory commemorated 20 years since its handover from the United Kingdom to China. You know, I do not fear them coming after me. 2017, Wilshire Grand Center became the tallest building in Los Angeles and in the U.S. west of the Mississippi at 1,100 feet. So you mean to tell me that that's taller than the Bank of America tower, this guy here, or the U.S. Bank, or whatever that tower. I guess this needle, maybe, yeah. But, I mean, this guy still looks taller. You remember this?
I don't.
In downtown L.A., the weird star-shaped building.
Yeah, I know.
You know? That's the tallest building in
yeah, I got that. I just don't remember seeing it.
Okay. How do you recognize it then?
Well, I'm looking at the photo and listening to what you have to say. That's the only way I recognize it.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about this one.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't recognize it.
Wow.
I'm sure we saw it. I don't remember it.
I'm surprised. Anyway, 2018, Amsterdam elected its first ever woman mayor, Femke Halsema, since its first mayor in 1343. That took a while, but finally. 2018 as well, Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo declared, largely contained by World Health Organization, first outbreak to use new Merck vaccine. And I wonder if it was any good. Employee charged with attempted poisoning of colleague's sandwich in Schloss Holte-Stukenbrock, Germany, leading authorities to investigate 21 other suspicious deaths. Whoa. Yikes. Serial killer here. 2018 as well, power company uncovered a 4,000-year-old Neolithic wooded trackway in Suffolk, England, one of the largest archaeological digs in Europe, covering 16,000 square meters. So that's what this is. 4,000-year-old Neolithic wooden trackway.
Wow.
And now I want to bring our thumbnail back up really quick. So there's a trackway.
Yeah.
And then there's a flying car. I love the juxtaposition.
Yeah.
You know? So,
Yeah.
yeah. What else do we got here? I was supposed to actually look up that because they have other images of that trackway. That was the best one right there. But it looks like right here.
Oh, there we go.
More stuff
from the air.
Well,
Yeah.
no, that's dinosaur stuff. No,
Oh.
we're talking about wooden trackway. So
Right.
here it is. Maybe that's something else.
That
I'm not
looks
sure.
like it.
Yeah, all this other, it looks like other archaeological stuff here, because dinosaur limping evidence found in the 150 million year old colony. So they apparently found evidence of dinosaur limping. Okay, that's cool. 2019, a 3,400-year-old Bronze Age palace from the Mitanni Empire uncovered on the banks of the Tigris River due to lack of rainfall, dropping the water level in the Mosul Dam reservoir. So just 1 year later, after discovering this, on the same day, they discover the ruins of this palace. I mean, look at that. Isn't that awesome?
It is.
Like two, pretty substantial archaeological discoveries within a year of each other, literally. We also have EU and South American trade bloc Mercosur agreed on a historic trade deal, the EU's biggest to date. I wonder what it entail. Like, I'm just going to look this up here really quick. Okay, EU Mercosur partnership agreements. All right. So I'm going to throw this into the underbar section really quick. So here we go. If anybody wants to look at this and let us know what it is, let's see here. The planned deal was announced on June, after 20 years of negotiations. Wow, 20 years of negotiations. Once ratified, both the EU and Mercosur will gradually reduce import duties on 91 to 92% of exports over a 15-year period and increase import quotas for various products. The agreement provisionally applied on May 1st, 2026. So it just recently started. Wow. Once ratified, it will represent the largest trade deal struck by both the EU at 449 million inhabitants and Mercosur at 260 million inhabitants in terms of number of citizens involved. This is massive. I'd love to look more into this. So
it sounds like they're reducing tariffs.
Yeah. 2019 as well, highest ever temperature recorded in France at 45.9 degrees Celsius in Gallier-les-Monts, southern France. What is that in freedom units? I'm going to look this up here. What does that say? C2F. 114.62 Fahrenheit. That's hot.
Yeah.
2020, 50th anniversary of first homosexual pride march in New York City, marked around the world. Kung flu case surged in southern and western U.S. states, with California, Texas, and Florida closing bars. Arizona reported 20% of tests returning as positive. More of this fear-mongering crap and everything. But I remember when your business partner, remember he got chased out of a bar? The police came in and said, hey, break it up.
Yeah.
Kung flu crap. We have more fear-mongering here. Global death toll from Kung flu passed 500,000, doubling in less than 2 months, according to Johns Hopkins. 2021, Air Care, prototype flying car capable of flying 1,000 kilometers or 600 miles. Yeah. At height of 8,200 feet, completed 35-minute test flight between Nitra and Bratislava airports in Slovakia. What's it doing out in Bratislava? That's weird. So, get rid of that. But yeah, here it is. There's that aircraft. So, that's wild. I'm going to image search this really quick just to see, because there are other angles you can see from this vehicle.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, but look at it. This is it in street mode. It's all folded up
there we go.
and everything.
Yeah.
And then airplane mode. It's almost like a toy, like airplane mode.
Yeah.
So, 2021, Mexico Supreme Court decriminalized marijuana use by adults. All right. 2021 as well, Tigray Defense Forces retake Tigray's regional capital of Mekelle in Ethiopia's Tigray War. The Ethiopian government declared a unilateral ceasefire to save face, but neither side stuck to it. We also have U.S. Supreme Court declined to hear school's appeal in transgender bathroom case made by Gavin Grimm in Virginia, upholding an earlier decision it was discriminatory. See, it's always one way with these people. Like, all these trans and everything, they're always like, oh, you have to abide by what we want. It's like, hold on a second, time out. Not only do you not accept yourself, so you have to physically change yourself to match how you feel, and then on top of that, now you demand other people to do for you what you can't even do for yourself. But then, if your presence makes other people uncomfortable, not only do you not abide by that, because if somebody else's presence makes you uncomfortable, you complain about it, get them to leave. But if you make somebody else uncomfortable, suddenly they're now in the wrong. How and why? Like, it's always somebody else's fault with these people. It's crazy. Make asylums great again. That's a MAGA we can actually get behind. 2022, in dramatic testimony to the January 6th committee hearing, a senior White House aide testified Trump wanted to march to the Capitol and his fury when he couldn't. That is such a lie. I am not a Trump supporter, okay? I am absolutely not a Trump supporter. But truth is truth and false is false. And this is such bullshit. I mean, I can tell obvious bullshit from obvious bullshit. And the whole January 6th thing, that was so... Well, that's a whole thing to talk about in itself. We also have Ghislaine Maxwell sentenced to 20 years in U.S. federal prison for grooming and aiding Jeffrey Epstein for abuse of underage girls. And I thought she got free or something recently, or they found her out in Europe or something. She's not in prison, maybe, I don't think. So
I don't know.
I don't know either. 2022 as well, Rocket Lab launched NASA's Capstone, a microwave oven-sized cube satellite spacecraft from Mahia Peninsula, New Zealand, to orbit the moon, research for future Gateway and Artemis missions. That sounds pretty cool. 2023, New York Yankees pitcher Domingo German, at the age of 30, threw a perfect game in the 11-0 win over Oakland A's at Oakland Alameda County Coliseum in his first complete game in 7-year MLB career.
Wow,
that's awesome.
Game.
Yeah, in his first complete game in his 7-year history. That's awesome. South Koreans became a year or two younger as country dropped two traditional age counting systems to align with international standards. They used to be aged 1 at birth. So that makes you wonder what happened to all the people who could drink recently, votes. What happened if you sign up and you're active duty, and then suddenly you're too young to serve?
You're underage, yeah.
That must have caused a disturbance in the force. 2024, boy band 17 were the first K-pop group to play the main pyramid stage at Glastonbury. Okay. U.S. Supreme Court decision cleared the way for states to place bans on homeless sleeping, as 650,000 now estimated homeless in the U.S., up to 12%. Holy shit. 2025, an estimated 140,000 people protest in Belgrade and other Serbian cities, opposing the Serbian government and calling for snap elections and the removal of President Aleksandar Vučić. More than 100,000 people marched through Budapest, Hungary, despite a government ban on the annual Pride Parade. Prior to the ban, the event held since '95 usually involved only a few thousand people. Yeah, all you did was give them more fuel to their fire. And last but not least, United Kingdom Border Force seized 2.4 metric tons of cocaine, worth $132 million, one of the country's largest drug busts.
Whoa.
Did they find it in some warehouse or something? No way they were transporting that in one hit. That's ridiculous. Anyway.
Metric tons. 2.4.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's ridiculous. So anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition, including our sources, our links to our sources, links to the music, those links that we collected throughout the show will be down there in about 10 minutes or so. We've gotten through all 37 pages in an hour and change here. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis. Yes, all of this happened on this calendar date throughout all these years that I rattled off. It was all on this date, believe it or not. So anyway, for your dose of past events daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. What's the code word? Let us know that they're still here watching us. Oh, wow. So, we can use Vietnam, we can use Korea, World War I, saxophone, tomato. There's so much.
Flying cars.
Flying cars. All right. Yeah, just put flying cars in the comments. Let us know you're still watching. Anyway, for all you and all of us, I'm Evander.
Golden Moon.
And UVRU. And until you catch us next time, whenever it is, wherever it is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. Rate 5 thumbs and subscribe. Toodles! I suddenly want to eat a tomato.